Hello and welcome to this tutorial. My name is Clinton Felix, the founder of Digital Ads Agencies, and today I'm going to be explaining to you the very second reason why your Facebook ads are not converting. Now, you remember we started a series on the topic why your Facebook ads are not converting and how to fix it. Now, in the very first tutorial series, I explained to you that targeting is one of the major issues as to why your Facebook ads are not converting. So, in this tutorial, I'm going to be moving on to the second point, which is your ad creative or your ads copy. Now, I wrote something down for you. I said, the creative is also as important as all other factors. It is like the boss, it's your hook. Now, what this basically means, of course, the very first statement is straightforward. I said it's quite as important as all other factors. But I said your art creative is like the boss. It's like a bus that is like a school bus or maybe a train, something like that. It's like a hook, it's like a bait. It's not the art creative does not do the work. Some people do not understand this. They put in a lot of effort in their art creative and then they lose out or they forget about all other aspects without really realizing that the art creative is just like the bus. It's just like the train that conveys people away from social media where they came to have fun, where they came to catch up and meet up with their friends, to come to maybe your sales page, your website, or wherever else that you are taking these people to fulfill an interest that is relevant to you. So it's very important that you understand as an advertiser, as a business owner, that your ad creative could be one of the major reasons why people are not converting. Because, like I said to you, it's like the bus where it's gonna just get people away from social media. Now, let me just move on to the next slide. Now, I said in this next slide, I said, of course, there are three major kind of ad creatives, three major kind of ad copies. The very first one is your short ad copies. Now, this is more like 2 to 3 lines. Your key messages, your key message factors, your unique selling points should be highlighted and listed in this kind of short ad copy. It's not so long. You may wonder why would I want to write a short ad copy? Now, there are several scenarios where you might want to consider writing a short ad copy. One of those major scenarios is maybe when you are retargeting a client, you do not want to go into a very long ad copy. You just want to keep it very short. The person has seen you before, he has made an impression with your brand before, he has come in contact with an ad from you before. Maybe he has even taken an action before, but he didn't finish up. Let's say he added to cart, but he didn't check out. So in this kind of scenario, you want to use a very, very short ad creative, very short, straight to the point. Of course, your picture or your video, which would move ahead to explain or put or more like persuade that person to take that action. So you're talking about the short ad creative right there. The next one you're talking I listed there is the medium sized ad copy. That's medium in length. That's what I mean by medium. Now this one is somewhere around 7 to 10 lines. You see, it's not so short, but it's not so long either. It's somewhere around 7 lines to 10 lines. And in these 7 lines to 10 lines, you have the hook. The first set of lines is more like the hook. It hooks in the customer or the potential client, and then the person continues reading. And in the next set of lines, you sell your unique selling point, your key message. You pass across the key message to this person. What exactly is this client supposed to gain? I mean, you've actually distracted him from the news feed where he's having a nice time, and then suddenly he sees an ad from you, a picture, who knows, or a video that looks so interesting. He clicks on it, and then he wants to read more, and he reads. What is he supposed to see? He's not just supposed to see a jumble of words that are really not in harmony. No, you want to harmonize everything so as to, first of all, like I said, you hook him up. The first 2 lines has to hook him up. Maybe you can use a question, two bullet questions. You can say, okay, maybe you're actually marketing goods, such as fashion item. You can say in that first two lines, you can say, are you in vogue, or do you like fashion, or something like, you love vintage shirts? It's like something that can get that person away from what he or she is doing to capture his attention. Or you can say, are you a fashion freak? Now, what that does in the mind of this prospective client is like, he thinks to himself, yes, I love fashion. So you can say, do you love fashion? Are you a fashion freak? He answers that inside. So you're like, yes, I am. I love fashion. Then second question, are you in vogue, or do you love vintage shirts? Whatever it is, you're trying to just sell your product. Now, this is just, out of the blues. I just made that up, just, I was just thinking on my feet. But basically, you want to be creative about what you're doing. And all of this, like I said in the previous slide, has to come from a place of research. You've researched what resonates with your clients. You've researched what resonates with this customer base, this customer persona, these ideal clients that you have in your mind, or that you have based on the research that you've done, or based on your targeting, based on the insights that you have gathered. The kind of message that resonates with this person has to be what you're going to build into your ad copy. So, of course, like I'm talking about, this is more like the write-up aspect of it. So you talk about the medium ad copy, not too long, not too short, but concise. It catches the attention of the person, hooks him up. Key message factor, you pushing your message right there, and then a strong call to action. A strong out call to action. Then, of course, you can actually punctuate that ad copy with your link. So you list out maybe a few benefits, frequently asked questions. You put a link, say, book now. Click here to book now. Click here to get offer at 20 to $20 off, or maybe 10,000 naira off, or 1,000 or 2,000 naira off, or 20% off. As the case may be. But you actually punctuate that ad copy with the link. So maybe 3, 4, 5 lines, you put a link. 3, 4, 5 lines, you put a link. Now, another best practice is also to use emojis, because emojis have a way of making that ad creative to come to life. Now, the next particular one is the long ad copy. Now, like I'm saying, I'm talking generally about your ad creative as a factor as why your ads are not converting. Now, remember, there are several other factors, but ad creative is also as important. Now, a very long ad creative is also very good. It has its ways, it works in most cases. That's where you want to now leverage on the power of storytelling. And by storytelling, I mean that you are actually trying to pre-sell that product. You're trying to pre-sell that product to this person who is actually looking at this ads or reading through your ads. You are really trying to rein him in. You're trying to pre-sell the product to him. You're trying to give him as much information as possible, so that by the time he lands on your landing page, he has little or no hesitations, as in doubts, than to just go ahead with what you have there. Now, of course, your landing page should do its work, but I'm just trying to say that you are on this kind of ad copy. You're trying to pre-sell the information. You're trying to pre-sell what you are selling. So it's long. You actually have somewhere about, over somewhere above and over 12 lines. You use the power of storytelling. You tell stories. Very, very important. A very strong call to action. Then you outline benefits. There are a lot of things you can do actually here. Then, of course, you can also employ emojis. Now you can be very creative, like I said, very, very straightforward. Now, in the next slide, I said here that your ad creative has to focus on the message, on the message. Why are you selling what you're selling? Why are you selling it? Is it just for selling sake? You just want to sell to anybody? Now, if you have done your targeting very well, this aspect actually will try to sell to the person you have targeted. You should try to sell to the person you've targeted. So there are different kind of strategies you can employ here definitely. Now you can use an image ad creative that contains maybe a few texts that tries to sell the proposition to this person. Now in Nigeria, one of the things that works very, very well, image ads actually work, but video ads do well most of the time. In South Africa, we have video ads also do well. In Ghana, we have both of them doing relatively the same. They are quite okay in terms of using any of both. But when you're talking about creative, you want to use what will resonate more with your client based on the research you've done, the persona that you've built out for this ideal client. What is it that he needs? What solution are you trying to provide? That ad should carry it. Your unique selling point should be carried by that ad. So it needs to be consistent. The message needs to be consistent and coherent across the marketing platforms that you have set up. So if it's on Instagram, it has to be consistent. The brand and everything has to be consistent. As it's landing on the landing page, it needs to see exactly the same thing and not something different. Now, the very next thing I'm talking about right here is your audience retargeting segmentation. So it's more like a sort of cycle. First of all, your first ad should hit your cold audiences. The second ad is you're trying to hit the warm audience. Then the third ad is more like their hot audiences because they've seen your ad again and again and again. And remember what I told you in the targeting aspect. I said to you that you want to keep your reach and frequency as high as possible. In other words, the impression has to be as high as possible for one person to convert so as to generate significant buyer intent. So right here, you're trying to say, so I'm saying to you here in your cold audience, these are people who have never seen your ad before. So your creative needs to talk to them like somebody who has not seen my ad before. You understand? He has never seen you before, so he needs to be aware of your unique selling point. He needs to know why he needs to take the action now. You don't talk to him like somebody who has seen you before, so you have different message for him. And the second ad, I said ad two, is more like a warm audience. This person has clicked on your ad before. Maybe he has seen your page, he has seen one or two, three posts from you before. He has been to your website, he has spent some time on your website, he has even gone through your offer, but maybe he's not convinced enough to take that final action to check out. Now, these people are somewhere in the warm audiences. You can retarget them with a custom list, or you can even build a lookalike audience with them, so they are still warm. You do not really need a lot of work to convert these people. But like I said to you here, I said they've clicked on your ad, they visited your page, they need less convincing than the cold audience, of course. Now the last ad three, they are the red hot audience. So these ones have significant buyer intent. These come as a result of serious retargeting. You keep retargeting and retargeting until a lot of buyer intent is built. Now, of course, by the time you are retargeting for ad 2 and ad 3, you are supposed to be changing your image creative, your video creative, your text creative. You are supposed to come up with better ways to urge this person to actually take that final action. Now, remember, you can actually do a lot of different kind of segmentation. You can do based on your video views. You can do based on those who have added to cart. You can do based on people who have spent time on your website. Like, you can literally target people based on the number, on a lot of events, as it were, that they have taken, as it regards and as it is relative to your business in terms of what is relevant to your business. So you can use your ads manager, the events manager aspect of that to build that out, and of course the audience basically. So the very next slide, I just, this is more like a conjecture of an estimated, ad, an estimated ad propagated. So maybe you're talking about 7K plus reach, and you should be looking about somewhere around, maybe your link clicks, your unique link clicks should be somewhere around 2,700, 2,800 or 3,000, somewhere around there. Then your landing page views, definitely a lot of people who are clicking may not even wait to see your landing page. So this is where a dilemma actually comes. Some people ask me, please, should I optimize for link clicks or landing page when I'm doing traffic? I would rather actually advise that you optimize for landing page views, not just link clicks, because a lot of people can click and not wait to get to your website. But those who land on your website are more likely to see your message than those who just click. So you want to optimize for landing page views, and it's not, the price is not a lot different. The bid is somewhere. I've done a research on that. The bid is somewhere very, very, very close. And maybe later in the future I can release that video about that. Now the last aspect is your conversion. Your conversion is somewhere very, very low there. Now you can see you have somewhere around 7,000 plus or 8,000 people that you've reached. Your conversion can be as low as 45 conversions, which is quite good. Depending on the price of the product, of course, a lot of factors can actually influence it. So this is not just for you to take it out there. This is more like to give you a sequence of what you can look out for and the things you can actually expect. And with that, you can build out your own campaign. Now, I have a tutorial where I explained in detail how to build out your campaign in a way that converts. And aside from that one, I also have a free bonus that I'll be giving to those of you who will be taking that course. Maybe you're a beginner. It's a template. It's actually a template. I'll be leaving the link in the description below. Now, if you are watching this video during the time of the promo, you will get it for free. But if you're not watching it during the time of the promo, I'm sorry, you need to pay for it. But this template is the same template that we have used to drive in 7 figures in profit and about 8 figures in revenue. And I'm talking about real numbers for real clients, home and abroad, and we've done this consistently for several years, for several couple of years now, and we've seen results. We're actually seeing a lot of results. So I just felt I should put together that template. We use it every time and it always works. Some of my students who have actually gotten that tutorial, it's not really like a tutorial, it's more like a template. It's an ebook. So once you click on the link, you're going to get access to that ebook. So if you are, like I said, if you're watching this video during the time of the promo that I'm going to be launching out very soon, you are going to get it practically for free. But if it is not that period, then you might just need to pay a little bucks to get it. So I'll continue. All right, so that's about that for that aspect of the course. So the very next aspect is where I'll be talking about the third factor that influences your ads converting and why it's so important. This particular one is very, very important, but just for a recap, I'll go through the ones that I just spoke about right now. I'll just go through it very briefly. I said that your ad creative is so important. It's like the hook, it's like the boss. So don't really look to convert people using your ad creative. You want to use your ad creative to make people, to compel people, to give them enough reason to leave the social media and to get to your landing page. And not just that, you also want to use your ad copy to pre-sell this material, whatever it is, whatever goods it is that you are trying to sell. You want to use this your ad copy, your ad creative to pre-sell it enough, so much so that whoever lands on your landing page just needs a little nudge, just a little more convincing or a little more information, and then the person checks out. Now, a rule of thumb you may notice is that a lot of people would not check out the very first time they land on your page. It's very less likely that that would happen. But like you can see on these my slides right here, the very next slide I would come up with, this one. Okay, so as you can see, what actually does the work is your retargeting. That's actually what does the work, not just the very first time that you launched out, but somehow you can actually increase the chances of your first cold audience to actually give you a lot of results. And like I told you in the last tutorial, it has to do with your targeting. We have an advanced method, a very, very advanced method of getting people to actually convert in the very first time, because you're targeting people who are very, very people who are not actually being targeted by every other person. So it pulls down your cost per conversion and gives you conversions that are very crazy, like literally very crazy, because you are actually using a very advanced method. And I have that tutorial also. So if you need that tutorial, you would also be seeing it in the link below. It's very, very affordable. You can get it. And you see it, it's about what you need, it's about what you want. Would you rather spend money on Facebook, wasting money on Facebook without getting results, or would you just spend a little amount of money and get the knowledge that you need to secure the bag for a very long time? It's about you. It's up to you. The choice is yours. So your retargeting does the work, and this is more like a conjecture that I gave to you. And that's it for this tutorial. Thank you so very much for sticking around to the end of this tutorial. Once again, my name is Clinton Felix, and I'm the founder of Digital Ads Agency. Thank you so much for watching to the end of this video. I hope you got a lot of value, and I will be seeing you in the next series of teachings. Thank you so much, and do have a wonderful day. Bye bye.